As the weather heats up, our fisheries become more and more crowded, and it can seem like that bass bite just dies right off. But it doesn't mean those fish aren't actively chasing bait. What it means is they're looking for something very specific. And if you can dial in what that is, you can actually have some really great days out on the water. And today we're going to talk about something that I found that those bass are really keying off on. And I bet it's happening on your fishery too. So stick around. We're going to talk all about it. Got him. I'm going to lose him. I lost him because I can't. Dadgummit. I still got him. And I'm in a big old bind here too. Because I can't get my... Oh, come on. I'm going to have to handline this dude in. I'm going to have to handline this fish in. Welcome back to Lowbrow Fishing. And now that summertime is officially in full swing, school is out for the summer, those days are long and hot, our lakes and fisheries are feeling more and more pressure. And it's not just fishing pressure, it's also pleasure craft, personal watercraft, and people all around the lake, whether they're picnicking, whether they're hiking trails, all of that activity from vehicles and people all around the lake really does affect the bass. And like we've talked about before, they try to hide. They will go to areas where they feel safe and comfortable. But what happens when you find those bass, when you're able to find those far out of the way places and the bass still don't bite? You know that there are bass in those waters. You can see them busting up, or you can see them in the water, but yet they still won't bite the lures that you throw. Well, believe it or not, there's a very good reason for it, and it's not because they don't want to chase bait. The reason is you have to have the right bait. Because a lot of times at this time of year, very specific things happen on fisheries all across the country that put those bass in a certain mood and makes them laser focused on just one thing. But before we get started, if you like bass fishing content that always tries to be inclusive, whether you're fishing from a boat or whether you're fishing from the bank, and always thinking about budget because not everyone's got a lot of money to spend, then this is the channel for you. Click that subscribe button down below. And while you're down there, give this video a like. I would really appreciate it. And hey, if you haven't checked out my Patreon yet, I'm going to put the link in the description below. Check it out. It's a place where you can help me select video ideas and I can make personalized video tips just for you. So check it out. I would really appreciate it. Also, like I said before, my boat's a blank slate. So if you want to get a sticker on my boat, hit me up in an email and we'll talk about it. I've already got several intriguing offers, so we'll see what happens with that. Now, what is it that the bass are after? Well, we have several things that happen in the early summer all the way up through the middle of the summer. We've got the shad spawn and we've got panfish, bluegill spawn, shellcracker, long-ear sunfish, pumpkin seed. All of these different types of sunfish start to spawn. And then you've got all the minnows from the fry. These shad hatch, the bluegill hatch, and all those fry. Millions of them in just your fishery alone are swimming around in huge clouds. It's an easy meal for the bass. If you are able to catch a bass fishing a worm or a Ned rig or whatever, you probably notice that they're pretty tummied up. They're fairly fat. But it's an inconsistent thing, right? You might get a reaction strike here, you might get a strike there, but for the most part, it's a grind. The main reason is because bass are looking for something very specific. They're looking for something that resembles those easy fry and minnows that they're chasing. You know, and it never ceases to amaze me. I can look down into the water using my forward-facing sunglasses, and I can see huge clouds of this bait, huge clouds of these fry and these minnows swimming all around in the water. And it never fails that there's always a school of bass chasing after them. Recently, we talked about how I fish whenever I see these bass busting on all of these minnows everywhere. It can drive you crazy. You see bass busting and you make a cast and it's gone. You see another group of bass busting and you make another cast and they're gone. You know, and I've talked about that before, how I stand there rigid like a pillar until I see the bass bust, then I make the cast because these bass are moving. They are moving very quickly. But what really helped me dial in that bite, what really helped me not just watching where those bass are swimming, but being able to work water when they're not busting and still get bites is, well, baits like this. And you say, well, lowbrow, that's just a spook. Yeah, I use these all the time. But this bait right now in my water is tearing them up. I can get a lot of bites on that spook. And not just that spook, but this head and torpedo. This little guy right here, I twitch it, I pop it, I crank it a few times across the top of the water, and it gets absolutely destroyed. And it doesn't stop there. Then there's the star of the show, this guy right here. And this dude is responsible for one of the craziest fish catches I've had in a long, long time. Got him. I'm going to lose him. I lost him because I can't. Dadgummit. I still got him. And I'm in a big old bind here too. Because I can't get my... Oh, come on. I'm going to have to handline this dude in. I'm going to have to handline this fish in. It's not a bad fish either. Because this is crazy. Because yep, I got you. Ow, son of a gun. Ugh, don't you flop, because I'll be screwed if you... I will be in some kind of hurt if you do. You T-boned it. My rod kind of had a malfunction. It got all wrapped around the line. But, crazy catch. Little north of 2 pounds. Not quite 2 1/4. Beautiful, beautiful fish. We'll take that craziness all day. Thank you, buddy. Oop, and there he goes. All right, let's see if we can't do that again after I get my rod fixed. So that was pretty nuts. What happened is that whenever I went to set the hook, the line wrapped all around the end of my rod. I've never had that happen before. And no matter how much I tried to crank it in, it just would not budge. It was just like the drag was slipping. So I had to hand line that bass in, and it was a nice bass. And again, that was on this little booyah prank. But are you starting to see a pattern here? And it's not just topwater. Look at the color. That crank, that torpedo, that spook. They are clear or very translucent, just like those minnows. And on my fishery, and a couple others that I've fished here lately, that's been the deal. Something that's very clear or very translucent, that's what's been getting the job done. I've been able to go out and use this, and I'll be honest, I have pretty much put every other type of presentation to the side. Every other type of bait that I've been using, I've put them down right now because the bass are just not interested. It doesn't matter if it's a wacky worm or a Waco rig or even a jig or a spinnerbait or a crankbait. They are not interested because they're chasing those huge balls of fry and bait fish. And another one that I've actually had a lot of success on, and the last time I went out was the star of the show, is this guy. And this is a little Lucky Craft gunfish. It's like a little pencil popper if I can keep it in my hands. Nice little, just a 2 treble hook bait, and you can walk it or you can pop it. And I've been using a mixture of both whenever I'm doing these retrieves. And again, mostly clear. It's got a little yellow on the bottom of it, but it's pretty much a light colored translucent bait. And every type of translucent topwater that I have is what I've been tying on. I've been trying to mix it up, and that is what is working for me. Now, whopper ploppers and buzz baits, not so much. It has to look like something that's floundering in the water, something that's having a hard time. And a lot of these bites are double taps, right? Where the bass comes up and slaps at it, but doesn't take it. So I kill that bait and let it sit there. And invariably, they come back and they inhale it. As a matter of fact, after I tied that gunfish on like the first or second cast, I made a cast out right near the bank. And I'm fishing right near the bank, right up against laurel bushes and very shallow water that's got some little bit of deep water access. Last time I tied that gunfish on and threw it out there, well, this was the result.
Got him. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good fish. Oh, no, you don't. Come here. Yep, up. There you go. Get your stuff out of my stuff. You're not getting me with those hooks. All right. The old Lucky Craft gunfish doing a little bit of work. Not quite 2 pound and 3/4, but it's still a nice bass. Happy to have those all day. Lucky, you know. Not going to complain about it. Beautiful fish. Thank you, dude. Appreciate that.
So that was a nice fish, and it kept going throughout the day. Now, was it an extravaganza where I'm catching 30 fish an hour? No. The bite can still be hard. The bite can still be a grind. But I found out that I can still catch 10, 12 bass in a few hours using those translucent and clear types of topwater lures. Now, to be honest, I haven't tried anything subsurface because I've been having such success with the topwater. Normally, topwater is very hard for me in the summertime. But now that I've keyed off on that, now that I have figured that out and have been able to dial it in, I've had a lot of really nice bites. That little gunfish caught 4 or 5 nice little bass for me in just a little bitty while over hydrilla flat. So I am kind of skirting the line there, fishing it in some vegetation, and sometimes they'll go off down into the water and I have to work getting them out. But I'm getting the good blow-ups. This guy right here was amazing. And I'm just fishing it on my standard setup. Again, like I always say, this is a 7.2 medium heavy. It's a little bit longer rod because some of these baits are light and I want that extra distance. It's a little ducket torch, you know, but use whatever works for you. You can use whatever rod that you like best as long as you're able to make good, accurate casts. This is an Abu Garcia Revo SX. This is a good reel. And I've got 30-pound braid on it. And again, I'm working a 20-pound monofilament leader. So whenever you're out there, try focusing on those minnows and bait fish. So there you have it. A very simple solution to something that's driving anglers crazy all summer long. When you see them busting and you see them chasing those minnows, I'm telling you what, clear baits, especially clear topwater baits, can really make a huge difference. Try it out. I know you're going to like the results. Thanks for watching Lowbrow Fishing. We'll catch you in the next one.